My name is Alex Thompson, and until that night I thought family was forever. I'm 32, a financial analyst who lives by logic and routine. My sister, Emily, 3 years older than me, was once my shield against the world. She chased away bullies, patched up my scraped knees, and whispered promises that she'd always protect me. When she married Mark Harris, a man with a confident handshake and a smile that could charm a crowd, I was genuinely happy. I believed I was gaining another protector, someone who valued family as deeply as I did. But betrayal doesn't come from strangers. It comes from those who know exactly where your heart lives. First, things seemed fine. Family dinners were lively. Laughter bounced between plates. Mark often teased me about my comfortable job, calling me the family's financial genius. I laughed it off, until the jokes turned into requests. A loan here, a small favor there. Each time they said it was temporary. I wanted to believe them. Then came the big ask. They wanted me to co-sign a mortgage on a grand house, a place far beyond their means. I ran the numbers. The risks were glaring. "Emily," I said gently, "this could ruin all of us." Her smile faltered. Mark's jaw tightened. "If you love me, you'll do this," she said, her tone colder than I'd ever heard. I refused. And that's when everything changed. That night I went to their house after Emily called, saying she wanted to talk. Thought she wanted peace. Instead I found rage. Words escalated, tempers flared, and then his fist struck. The world tilted. My shoulder tore painfully as I hit the carpet. The copper taste of blood filled my mouth. I looked up, not at an enemy, but at my own sister, arms crossed, her face unreadable. "You should have signed the papers," she said quietly. I crawled to my parents' house down the street, one arm hanging useless, pleading for help. My mother sobbed. My father stood frozen. Darkness claimed me before I saw the police lights. When I woke in the hospital, pain anchored me to reality. My jaw was wired, my shoulder braced, but the deepest wounds weren't visible. I realized two truths. They thought I was weak, and they had no idea what strength truly looked like. That night broke my body, but it also forged something far stronger: resolve. Show Alex's recovery, emotional growth, and quiet transformation from victim to strategist. Recovery teaches patience, and patience, I learned, breeds precision. Weeks passed in the hospital. My arm mended under white gauze. My heart under silent determination. I didn't shout. I didn't seek sympathy. Instead I listened, to doctors, to my parents' worried whispers, and most importantly, to the quiet voice in my head reminding me, "They think you're broken. Let them believe it." When I returned home, my world was smaller but clearer. Emily and Mark acted as if nothing happened. Occasional calls, hollow apologies, invitations I ignored. To them I was defeated. That illusion was my advantage. I stopped defending myself. I smiled when they mocked my fragile state. Silence, I learned, makes people careless. As a financial analyst, I understood patterns. Numbers that tell stories people try to hide. Mark's business accounts didn't add up. I started digging. Public records revealed inconsistencies, inflated invoices, questionable partners, loans taken under false pretenses. Emily's name appeared on joint accounts. My sister, my once protector, had become his accomplice. I gathered evidence, not to hurt but to reveal. Bank statements, transaction logs, signed guarantees. I used legal routes, public data, quiet research. My days were filled with spreadsheets and documents, but every number I uncovered brought clarity. Their empire was built not on love or effort, but on deception. Meanwhile, my body healed. Physical therapy replaced pain with progress. The man who once crawled through blood now walked with purpose. My parents began to see glimpses of the truth when I showed them small pieces of evidence. My father, once silent, clenched his fists in disbelief. My mother wept softly. I told them not to act yet. "Justice," I said, "requires patience." I wasn't planning revenge. I was building balance. They'd tried to take everything from me, but I wouldn't return the favor through hate. I'd use truth, law, and precision. Every scar became a symbol of rebirth. And every lie they told added another nail to their own downfall. Months later, the stage was set. I compiled everything: documents, emails, recorded statements. I walked into my parents' home and placed it all on the table. "It's time," I said simply. The shock on their faces was raw. "They used us," my father whispered. "Our own daughter." He nodded. "We can't fix their choices, but we can stop the damage." Together we submitted formal reports. Not one but many. Banks, tax authorities, local investigators. The evidence was airtight. It wasn't vengeance, it was accountability. The dominoes fell faster than I imagined. Frozen accounts, business audits, legal summonses. Mark's confidence cracked as creditors swarmed. Emily's calm exterior shattered under pressure. They called me desperate, pleading. I didn't answer. One evening I visited their house. It was dim, papers scattered, the air heavy with panic. Mark glared at me. "You did this," he spat. I didn't deny it. Emily's voice trembled. "Why, Alex? We're family." I stepped closer. Family doesn't bleed each other for signatures. Before they could respond, there was a knock, firm, decisive. Authorities entered, documents in hand. Fraud. Embezzlement. Assault. The words echoed in the silence that followed. They looked at me one last time. Mark furious, Emily broken. I didn't feel triumph. Only peace. Justice had arrived, not through fists or fury, but through truth. As they were led away, I realized something profound. I hadn't destroyed my sister's life. She had done that herself. I had merely revealed what was already there. The months after the arrests were quiet. Almost too quiet. Their house stood empty across the street, its windows dark. My parents and I began rebuilding. We had Sunday dinners again. Simple meals, honest laughter. The wounds left by betrayal didn't vanish, but they stopped defining us. People asked if I regretted it, if seeing my sister in handcuffs haunted me. I told them the truth. I regret what she became, not what I did. Justice isn't about destroying someone. It's about restoring what they broke. Emily eventually wrote letters from prison, apologies drenched in guilt. I couldn't reply. Forgiveness, I learned, doesn't always mean reconciliation. Sometimes it means walking away in peace. I used my experience for good. I began speaking at financial awareness programs, teaching people how to protect themselves from manipulation, even from loved ones. My scars became lessons. My silence became a voice for others. Years passed. My parents aged gracefully, their faith in family restored. I moved forward with quiet strength, never bitter, only wiser. And the moral became clear, not just for me but for anyone listening. Those who exploit love for gain invite their own undoing. Strength isn't in revenge. It's in balance, truth, and the courage to stand firm even when it hurts. That night, when I once thought I lost everything, I had actually gained the one thing I never knew I needed: myself.